I'm not a dink, but it means dual income, no kids.
We're dinks. We go to Trader Joe's and workout classes on the weekends.
We're dinks. We get into snobby hobbies like skiing and golfing.
We're dinks. We can go to Florida on a whim.
We're dinks. We're already planning our European vacation next year.
Dinks. We get a full 8 hours of sleep and sometimes more.
We're dinks. We get desserts and appetizers at restaurants.
We're dinks. We can play with other kids and give them back. We're dinks. We go to Trader Joe's and workout classes on the weekends.
We're dinks. We get into snobby hobbies like skiing and golfing.
We're dinks. We can go to Florida on a whim.
We're dinks. We're already planning our European vacation next year.
Dinks. We get a full 8 hours of sleep and sometimes more.
We're dinks. We get desserts and appetizers at restaurants.
We're dinks. We can play with other kids and give them back.
We're dinks. We still do it 3 times a week.
We're dinks. We spend our discretionary income on $8 lattes.
We're dinks. We max out our 401ks, Roth IRAs, and HSAs.
We're dinks. We don't use our kids or dog as an excuse to leave a party. We just leave.
If I have to be honest, this works both ways.
We're dinks. We lack the courage to fully carry out our convictions.
We're dinks. The only comfort is found at the bottom of a wine bottle.
We're dinks. We only feel validated on social media.
We're dinks. Nihilism is our religion.
We're dinks. Having kids would force us to be introspective and examine why deep down we really hate ourselves.
We're dinks. We don't need children because we still act like children.
We're dinks. Beyond that, we don't really have a personality.
We're dinks because it's fun to pretend to be gay men.
We're dinks. We're gonna die in a hospital surrounded by strangers.
But do I care that you don't want to have kids? No, it's your choice. You can do whatever you want. All I know is I enjoy having my kids. You know why? Because I was a dink. I just didn't celebrate it. I just wanted to enjoy my time. And guess what? It felt empty with time. Drinking, smoking, sex, crazy, pim pam boom. It was a good time. But forever? No.
We're dinks. We're gonna get asked daily when we plan on having kids.
We're dinks. Of course we're gonna go out to eat every night after work.
We're dinks. We don't have to ask our family for financial help or to watch our kid when we want to go out.
We're dinks. We're gonna go to Costco and buy all the snacks in bulk that we want.
We're dinks. We have disposable income to spend on whatever we would like and don't have to spend on a kid.
We're dinks. I'm gonna go to every football game and play 18 holes whenever I want.
We're dinks. We're gonna get asked to every single family event what we're doing with our life.
And I'm going to tell you, it's not a laughing matter, but because there are certain things that you can never experience.
Silly Lulu. Pay attention.
Most people that think they're a dink, they will never even come close to this because you never see such an example, just like I didn't see an example. This is the most beautiful thing when somebody, a baby, looks at you like a god, that you are the almighty of everything, and instead of taking advantage of that innocence, you try to guide it to be a better person than yourself. And the only thing that I keep hearing, I see so many bad examples, but just because I see a bad example, that doesn't mean I can't be a better example.
Hello? Hello? I got you this time.
Look at this, me pretending I'm gangster with my kids. Look at me with my wife and my 2 kids. Look at me pretending I'm a Naruto guy gangster. Hey man, it's such a beautiful thing. That's the same way one time I told my boss, man, these kids, I'm so tired, bada bing, bada boom, I didn't sleep at all, bada bam. You know what my boss said? Well, at least you don't have to drink your problems away. And I look at her like, what the heck? I'm being sarcastic with a little truth. What's wrong with you? And she was like, hey, don't worry, don't worry. When I hear that, I want to be a good example with my kids because I'm like, huh? If I had the choice between drinking and babies, I'll take the baby with no sleep. Sometimes it feels like certain people are in an algorithm of death codes and they're just following it without realizing the consequence in the future. It already happened with feminism.
Like, I really did think, like, wow, you've missed your opportunity. Like, you are going to be alone. You're not going to have a family. Like, I was really scared when I wrote that. Like, that's exactly how I felt. You're selfish, you missed out, you could have had all that, you've picked your career. And I was like, oh my God, you know, they're right. A lot of what they were saying, they were like, you've been very selfish your whole life. But it did get me thinking, and I did write an article that I think will come out soon about the downfall of living a selfish, me-focused life. I mean, for me, it's definitely started to feel hollow and meaningless. And, you know, it's taken me to this point in my life to realize that that's not a life that's going to bring you happiness. I mean, and maybe it does for some people. I honestly have a hard time believing that. If I thought I would spend the rest of my life alone, if I didn't think that I would get married and have children, I would be devastated.
New DINKS psyop just dropped. Don't buy into this lie. We, particularly men, were not created for leisure and endless self-pleasure. We were created to build and create. So get married and have lots of children. Build a family. What a weird way to say that you have never experienced pleasure in your life. Personally, I don't know about y'all, I was created for leisure and endless self-pleasure. Like, what else is life about? I'm sorry that you're miserable. This DINK trend is disturbing. Isn't it so disturbing that some people choose not to have kids and to spend their money on themselves? What has society come to? You're DINKS. Wrong you're. And absolutely nobody will give a shit about you when you get old. Libby Emmons, thank you for caring so much about me in 60 years. Having kids does not guarantee that anybody's gonna take care of you when you're old. Eventually, the other DINKS have kids, their social circle disappears, and they'll have a decision to make. Hope they try.
I have friends that think exactly like this when they're surrounded by my kids. You know what I say? I don't want kids, but I don't want the current tomorrow. What we're going to do? Well, yeah, let's drink. No, I don't want to drink again. Why? I want to do something. I want to invest in something.
We're DINKS. We've been sucked into a death cult.
But the idea that certain people want to throw something in my face as if they're happier than me, hey, I will gladly respond.
We're DINKS. We're putting our immediate hedonistic desires above our long-term genetic interests.
We find some middle ground, and maybe the people that see both sides then can be like, of these two choices, let's try to find the middle ground.
We're DINKS. When we're older, we're going to look back on our lives with a profound sense of regret.
Why is nobody talking about being DINKS? Well, I'm freshly married and I'm going to talk about it. Here's our life as DINKS in our early 30s. No shocker here, folks. Today we went to Costco. We don't have kids to feed, but we got lots of money to spend on goodies. Brian always checks out while I get a box, and then I sit here and look cute. Here's the haul, and our total was $252. The register game at Costco never gets old. You cannot tell me that grocery shopping and a fresh slice of Costco pizza isn't a good date night. I mean, you can tell me that, but I don't believe it. Obviously, we had car cookies for dessert, and yeah, I will probably just make this a series now, so follow along for more DINK content.
Yes, baby are not meant for people that are not consistent at all. They're a serious matter and they're meant for adult. And guess what? I'm happy that DINKS are not having the baby, 100%. But I would be happy if you like the video and let me know what you guys think about this whole situation, okay? Peace.